Continuing on our review, when we have to simplify, I'm going to distribute this half. Half of 12x would be 6x. And then I'm going to multiply half times this negative 36. Half of 36 is 18, and it's negative. So 6x minus 18. We can't actually solve for x for this one because there's no equal sign. And then I've had a few people ask me what the difference between a question like this and a question like this is. Here, since we only have constants, we can actually simplify it completely to one constant. So since this problem here is only dealing with constants, we can simplify the constants. But for this problem here, when we start adding in variables, this has an x on it, this is a constant, so you can't join that together. So when you simplify it, you just leave it as 6x minus. So either put that in the right or the wrong pile. And your directions for this one are to write. This is in like full terminology. I want you to take and write this as an expression. Write this as an expression. For this problem. And if you forget about mean, median, mode, and range, you can look up the Hey Diddle Diddle song. Hey Diddle Diddle, the median's the middle. You add and divide for the mean. It's okay if you get decimals, by the way. So we have to find the mean. For the mean, you have to add up all the numbers. So 17 plus 22 plus 29 plus 18 plus 23 plus 22 plus 21 plus 27. And divide by the number of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So divide by 8. And you get 22 and 375 thousandths for that one there. Here's your next one. Find the median. So remember the song, Hey Diddle Diddle. I don't know it right offhand. Just give me a sec. The median's the middle. So you want the middle number. Yes, James, yes. Remember, when you're finding the median, it's very important to order the numbers from least to greatest. You've got to order your numbers from least to greatest before you can find the median. In order to find the median, you have to order your numbers from least to greatest first. So if I put my numbers in order from least to greatest, and then you're going to cross off the smallest, the biggest, the smallest, the biggest, the smallest, the biggest. Now we end up with two numbers in the middle, but they both happen to be the same number. So your median is 22. Yep, it's just that number. All right, the mode. So the song goes, hey diddle diddle, the median's the middle. You add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that you see the. Very good. For this one, guys, we're going to go on the honesty policy for right or wrong. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get your answer. And instead of me coming around and checking it, I'm just going to tell you the answer. So the mode is the one that you see the most. Everybody have their answer? Everybody's ready? All right, what'd you guys get? 22. The mode is the one that you see the most. 22. So put that in the respective pile. And now find the range. So the song goes, hey diddle diddle. The median's the middle. You add and divide for the. The mode is the one that you see the. And the range is the difference between. The range is the difference between your largest number and your smallest number. And for this one, again, instead of me coming around to check it, I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds to find the difference between the smallest and largest number, or largest and smallest, and then we'll go over it. All right, everybody have your range written down? All right, so your largest number, I believe, is 27, correct? Smallest is, 29, thank you. And your smallest is 17. So when you subtracted, did you get 12 for the range? Very good. So either put that. That works perfect. Awesome. All right, next question. You need to write a function rule for this table. Here's what you guys are trying to do on this one. Figure out, how do you go from X to Y? 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 So I'm going to give you about 20 more seconds to write down your final answer. So if you look at this table here, what do you notice you have to do to X each time to get Y? You have to multiply by 4, right? So each time, if you multiply X times 4, you get Y. So your function rule would be 4 times X, or a lot of people wrote 4X. So 4 multiplied by X is equal to Y. All right, probability. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do this question here before we go over it. All right, final answer in 5, 4. Probability that you're going to roll a number that's less than 6. What'd you guys get? 5, 6. Very good. 5 out of 6. There are 5 numbers that are less than 6 out of 6 possibilities. And for probability, you can just leave as a fraction. Let's see. Let's look at this one. So you're rolling a number cube twice this time. We want the probability that you're going to roll a 2 the first time, and then an odd number the second time. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get your answer here. What's the probability the first time around that you're going to roll a 2, you guys? 1 out of 6, right? After that, what's the probability you're going to roll an odd the second? 3 out of 6, or you could say 1/2. I'm going to do 3 out of 6. And 1/2, so we do 1 out of 6 times 1/2, and it gets you 1/12. Yep, so if you had 1/12 down, for combined probability, you multiply. And for the sake of time, I would like you guys to flip to this last question here. Okay, the 2 that we skipped. Final answer needs to be locked in. When you go to solve a proportion like this, we're going to multiply 12 times 51 first. So I'm doing 12 times 51, and I'm getting 612. Now, when you go to do your second set of cross products, you have to multiply this 17 by x, and you have to multiply 17 by 12. So I often like to put this in parentheses, so that way I can visualize that I have to distribute my 17 to my x and 17 to my 12, and I get 204. And then we're solving for x, so we're going to take away 204. Can you guys see that okay? So we're going to subtract 612 minus 204. And then we do 408 divided by 17. And we're getting 24 equals x.